Hi, this is Soft Languages. Thanks for being here.
And today we're getting into something that I think most of us have a complicated relationship with.
Social media.
Social media. The thing you check first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed.
Okay, I don't do that.
Really?
Okay, sometimes. Fine, most mornings.
See, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Our habits, our routines, the stuff we do online without even thinking about it.
And also the stuff we do and then immediately regret.
Oh, there's a lot of that too. So let's just dive in. What does your social media routine actually look like? Like, walk me through a typical day.
Okay, so honestly, the first thing I do when my alarm goes off is I grab my phone and I scroll through Instagram for maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Before you even get up?
Before I even get up, before I drink water, before I do anything that's actually good for me.
So you're doom scrolling first thing in the morning.
Is it doom scrolling if it's not all bad news? Like, I follow a lot of cooking accounts, some travel stuff.
I mean, doom scrolling doesn't have to be doom. It's more about the mindless quality of it, right? Like, you're not really choosing what you see, you're just letting the algorithm decide.
That's fair. Yeah, the algorithm basically runs my mornings.
I used to do the same thing, actually. And then I started noticing that on the days I did that, I felt kind of behind before the day even started. Like I was already in a reactive mode.
That's a good way to put it, reactive mode.
So now I try not to touch my phone for at least the first 30 minutes after I wake up. I know that sounds extreme.
It does sound a little extreme, not gonna lie.
But it genuinely changed how I felt in the mornings. I'm less scattered, more focused.
Scattered is exactly the right word for how I feel after scrolling for 20 minutes and seeing 100 completely unrelated things.
Right? Like you've seen a recipe, a political opinion, someone's vacation, a meme about Monday mornings, and it's not even 7 a.m.
Your brain has already processed so much, and you haven't even had coffee.
Exactly. So what platforms do you use most? Just Instagram, or is there more?
Instagram is the main one. I also use TikTok way more than I'd like to admit.
TikTok is a black hole. I say this with full awareness that I also have TikTok.
It's different from the others though, right? Like the way it hooks you is almost more intense. I can sit down and think I'll just watch 1 or 2 videos, and then suddenly it's been 45 minutes.
That's by design. The whole thing is built around keeping you there as long as possible. Short videos, immediate gratification, infinite scroll.
And it always seems to know exactly what you're into. Like within a day or two of downloading it, my feed was already weirdly specific to my interests.
That's the algorithm doing its job a little too well.
A little too well is an understatement. What about you? What are you on?
I use Instagram. I'm on YouTube a lot, which I think people sometimes forget to count as social media.
That's true. YouTube kind of flies under the radar.
And I use LinkedIn for work stuff, which is a whole different energy from everything else.
Oh, LinkedIn is its own universe.
It really is. Everything is very professionally curated, right? Everyone's either celebrating a big win or sharing some profound life lesson they learned from a minor setback.
The classic LinkedIn post. I was rejected from my dream job. Here's what it taught me. And then 1,500 people like it.
And somehow it works. People engage with that format constantly.
I think because it feels more personal than just sharing an article, like there's a story attached to it.
That's the thing about social media in general. The personal stuff tends to get way more engagement than just sharing information.
Which makes sense when you think about it. People connect with people, not just content.
Exactly. So we've been talking about the habit side of it. Let's get into something a bit more, nuanced. Do you think your social media use actually affects your mood?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt.
How so?
Okay, so there are days when I scroll and I feel fine, entertained, whatever. And then there are days when I come off Instagram feeling kind of flat. Like I've been watching everyone's highlight reel and suddenly my own life feels a bit underwhelming.
Comparison.
Pure comparison. And I know rationally that what people post isn't the full picture. Nobody's posting their bad days, their boring evenings, their grocery runs.
Well, some people do, but even that is curated in its own way. The authentic posts are still a performance.
That's such a good point. Even the messy, honest content is kind of constructed.
Someone still chose to film it, edit it, write a caption for it.
So there's no such thing as a truly unfiltered social media presence.
Pretty much. And I think once you realize that, it becomes easier to take what you see with a grain of salt.
take it with a grain of salt. For listeners who might not know that expression, it means don't believe something completely, right? Be a little skeptical.
Exactly. Don't take it at face value.
I still struggle with it though. Even knowing all of this, I can still fall into the comparison trap.
I think most people do. The platforms are designed to make you feel like you're missing out.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Classic FOMO. And it used to be something you'd feel occasionally, like when a friend had a party you couldn't go to. Now it's constant. There's always something happening somewhere that you're not part of.
And social media makes sure you know about every single one of those things.
Right. So I've been thinking about this idea of setting boundaries with social media, not quitting completely, but being more intentional about it. Do you do anything like that?
I've tried. I went through a phase where I set app limits on my phone.
Did it work?
Sort of. I mean, technically it worked in that it told me I'd used up my hour or whatever, and then I just tapped ignore limit and kept going.
The ignore limit button is doing a lot of heavy lifting on our behalf.
It's so easy to override it. Like the barrier is so low, one tap and you're back in.
Which says something about how strong the pull is. You have to actively decide multiple times a day to put the phone down.
And willpower has its limits. By the end of the day, when I'm tired, I have way less resistance to just zoning out on my phone.
That's actually a well-documented thing, decision fatigue. The more choices you make throughout the day, the harder it gets to make good ones later.
So my late night scrolling is basically inevitable.
I mean, it's not inevitable, but it's definitely harder to resist when your energy is low.
What have you found actually works then for setting limits?
For me, the thing that's made the biggest difference is keeping my phone out of my bedroom at night.
Oh, that's a big one. That's a hard one.
It was really hard at first because I used to use it as my alarm clock, so I had a built-in excuse to have it right next to me.
So what did you do?
I bought an actual alarm clock, like a physical one.
Revolutionary.
I know, it sounds so basic, but it removed the temptation completely. If the phone isn't there, I can't pick it up.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly, and I sleep so much better. I'm not lying in bed watching one more video that turns into 20 more videos.
I definitely do that. I'll tell myself I'm gonna watch something for 10 minutes to wind down, and then it's midnight.
The wind down that somehow winds you up instead.
Perfect description. Okay, let's talk about something else. The content side of things. Not just how much we use it, but what we're actually consuming. Do you think you're pretty conscious about that?
I try to be. I've gone through and unfollowed a lot of accounts that made me feel bad or that I just wasn't getting anything from.
That's something I keep meaning to do, but never actually sit down and do.
It's worth it. I think we follow a lot of accounts out of habit or because we followed them years ago and we never question whether they still belong in our feed.
There's probably a bunch of accounts I followed in like 2016 that I have no idea why I'm still following.
And they're showing up in your feed every single day, even though they have absolutely nothing to do with your life anymore.
What kind of accounts do you actively look for now? Like, what do you want your feed to be?
Things that teach me something or that genuinely make me laugh. I love accounts about language, obviously, science communication, people who explain complex things in accessible ways.
So your feed is basically educational content with some humor mixed in.
More or less, and it took a while to curate it like that. You have to kind of train the algorithm a bit by engaging with certain things and not engaging with others.
So you can push back against the algorithm.
To some extent, yeah. It's not perfect. Sometimes stuff slips through that I didn't ask for, but you do have more control than people think.
I think a lot of people feel like they're just at the mercy of the algorithm, like there's nothing they can do.
And in a way, that feeling is also kind of what the platforms want you to feel. If you feel passive, you keep consuming passively.
So being an active user rather than a passive one.
Exactly. Seeking things out, choosing what you engage with, being deliberate.
That's a whole different relationship with the platform.
It is, and I think it actually makes the experience more enjoyable because you're getting something out of it rather than just kind of absorbing whatever comes your way.
Okay, I want to bring up something that I find really interesting, which is the difference between how people present themselves online versus offline, because I think that gap is so fascinating.
The online persona versus the real person.
Right, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all. I think it's just a natural thing that happens. You present a version of yourself that fits the platform.
Absolutely. Like, I'm sure I come across very differently on LinkedIn than I do on Instagram, than I do in real life.
What are the differences, do you think?
On LinkedIn, I'm more professional, more polished. I think carefully about what I say. On Instagram, I'm more casual, more personal. And in real life, I'm much more of a mess than either of those versions.
That's oddly reassuring.
I think that's the thing though. Real life is messy and unedited and awkward sometimes, and social media gives you the chance to smooth all of that out.
Which can be nice, but it also creates a weird distance. Like people might know your online version really well, but have no idea who you actually are.
That happens a lot with influencers, I think. People feel like they know them because they've watched hundreds of hours of their content.
Parasocial relationships.
Exactly. A parasocial relationship is when you feel like you have a genuine connection with someone, but the connection only goes one way. They don't know you exist.
And social media is basically built for that. The format encourages it. The person shares their life, you react to it, you comment, you feel involved.
But they're not actually in a relationship with their followers, they're performing for them.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just worth being aware of.
Totally. I think a lot of people have really positive experiences from following creators whose work genuinely enriches their life. The issue is when you mistake that for actual connection.
Or when you start measuring your own life against someone who is literally doing this as a full-time job.
Right, that's not a fair comparison at all. They're not just living their life, they're producing content. It's their work.
There's a whole team sometimes. There are editors, photographers, lighting setups.
And it looks effortless, which is kind of the whole point.
Effortless is the aesthetic.
It always has been, right? Even before social media, magazines had the same thing. People comparing themselves to models who had a team of professionals making them look that way.
Social media just made it constant and personal. Instead of a magazine once a month, it's your phone all day.
And it's people you know, which makes it even more potent. Seeing a celebrity live in a mansion is one thing. Seeing someone from your high school have an amazing career while you're still figuring things out, that hits differently.
That absolutely hits differently because that feels like it could have been you.
The relatability makes the comparison sharper.
Okay, let's start bringing this together a little bit. We've talked about a lot. Habits, algorithms, comparison, parasocial relationships.
What do you think is the one thing people could do that would genuinely change their relationship with social media for the better?
Just one thing?
Just one.
I think it would be getting intentional about it, not treating it like something that just happens to you, like deciding before you open an app what you're there for.
That's such a good one. Are you there to connect with someone, to look something up, to be entertained? Or are you just opening it because you're bored and you don't know what else to do with your hands?
And most of the time, if you're honest, it's that last one.
Which is fine sometimes, but if it's always that, then you're not really getting anything from it. You're just filling time.
And time is the thing none of us have enough of.
What about you? If someone was trying to build a healthier relationship with social media from scratch, what would you tell them?
I'd say curate ruthlessly. Cut out anything that makes you feel consistently bad. You don't owe any account your attention.
You don't owe any account your attention. I love that.
And set up some kind of physical barrier. Put the phone in another room for certain times of day. Make it slightly inconvenient to pick it up.
Because the convenience is half the problem.
Exactly. The fact that it's always right there means you'll always reach for it without thinking.
And thinking is kind of the whole skill, right? Just pausing for a second before you open the app.
Just a moment of awareness. Like, do I actually want to do this right now?
And sometimes the answer is yes, and that's totally fine.
It's not about quitting, it's about choosing.
Choosing rather than just defaulting.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest shift from passive to active.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of some of the things we talked about today, just naturally.
We got into morning routines and how that first scroll of the day can set the tone for how you feel.
We talked about algorithms and how they're designed to keep you on the platform as long as possible, and also how you can actually push back against them a little if you're deliberate about it.
We touched on comparison culture, FOMO, and the fact that everything on social media is curated to some degree, even the stuff that's trying to look authentic.
We talked about parasocial relationships, which is that feeling of connection you have with someone who has no idea you exist.
And we ended up on this idea of being intentional rather than passive, not necessarily using social media less, but using it more consciously.
And for listeners, if there's one phrase I'd take from today, it's curate ruthlessly. Your feed should work for you, not against you.
And maybe buy an alarm clock.
And maybe buy an alarm clock. It's genuinely life-changing.
This was Soft Languages. If you want to practice this episode, look up the listening journal. See you next time.